Hey guys, okay, so today I am going to be doing a video on my personal favorite foundations. This does include high-end foundations and drugstore foundations, and I am going to also mention a couple of pressed powders that I really like that are drugstore. So hopefully this video is helpful for you guys and informative, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me questions down below. So I'm just gonna get right into it. So where do I begin? Okay, all right, so the foundation that I used for the longest time that was drugstore is, of course, everyone I know on YouTube always mentions this. It's the Revlon ColorStay. I have literally gone through, oh my gosh, so many bottles of this. Literally, I would have to say 20 bottles of this. And I know you guys are like, oh my god, if you guys watched my fake bake review, I bet you guys are like, seriously Kylie, you went through 20 bottles of fake bake self tanner and you went through 20 bottles of Revlon ColorStay. Yes, I have. Crazy nuts, I know, but I'm the type of person that if I love a product, I'm gonna stick with it and continuously use it. Well, I really like the Revlon ColorStay. To be honest with you guys, now I feel like I'm kind of like my feelings for the Revlon ColorStay are kind of changing. I still like it. It is still a good drugstore foundation. I just feel like I'm beginning to like more foundations that dry really quickly, that have really quick drying power, and that last a long time. I'm not saying that the Revlon ColorStay doesn't last a long time, because it does. I just feel like for me, when I put it on, it stays kind of wet for quite a while, and I don't like that. It's a really good foundation if you're looking for something with good coverage. I will have to say all of these foundations are full coverage foundations. So if you guys don't like full coverage foundations, I'm so sorry. You guys might want to exit out of the video, because that's pretty much like all the foundations that I'm mentioning are full coverage. So yeah, so the Revlon ColorStay is one of my favorites, one that I originally started using when I first got into makeup, and to this day I still use Revlon ColorStay. The color that I have here is 350 Rich Tan, and this is actually too dark for me right now. Yeah, I have gone through every shade of the spectrum with Revlon ColorStay. Like I've said, if you guys watched my fake bake review video, I naturally am really fair, but I self-tan. I am an avid self-tanner. I self-tan multiple times weekly. I would have to say like 2 times weekly I will self-tan faithfully. So there's not a week that goes by that I don't self-tan. And I've done self-tanning for about I would have to say 1.5 to 2 years. I faithfully have stuck with self-tanning. So I've gone through many shades of the Revlon ColorStay, because of all the different shades I'm fluctuating. Sometimes I'll be light, sometimes I'll be dark, medium. So I have a lot of shades with the Revlon ColorStay. My next favorite drugstore foundation that I actually am currently using at the moment, I have it on right now on my skin. I don't know if you guys can really see that good. Let me see. So that's kind of like my foundation right now. I'm using this, the Maybelline Super Stay Makeup, and yeah, so this is what I'm currently using at the moment. Right now, this would have to be my all-time favorite drugstore foundation. It's so quick drying. You put this on your face and boom, like a minute or 2 later, it's dried, it's set. It dries matte, which I love. I love a matte foundation. I don't really like my foundation super dewy. It's just not my personal preference. Although I will say this, if it's in the summertime and I'm going out to like a pool party or something and I want to look just like a sun goddess, like a goddess that just stepped out of the Bahamas looking bronzed and dewy, I will do my foundation dewy and then I'll make it more all about bronze my cheeks, put a little bit of gold eyeshadow on, a little bit of lip gloss, mascara, and yeah, so that's how I like my dewy foundation, but that's only on occasions. Overall, my preference, like I said, is matte and really like full coverage foundation that lasts a long time. Yeah, that's my main thing, staying power. If a foundation doesn't stay on good, I honestly won't buy it or use it ever again. And this stuff is amazing. It lasts literally 24 hours. I have gone out to parties or to like barbecues or just out with my friends and stayed the night. Well, scratch that. Went out with my friends, went out all night, stayed the night, did not take my makeup off. I know that's so disgusting. So I literally like slept in my makeup after a full night of going out, and the next morning my foundation and makeup is still perfectly in place with this foundation, and it is amazing. It's so nice. If you guys watched one of my other videos, you would know that in the past excuse me, sorry, I almost choked on my own saliva. You guys would know in the past that I used to not like this foundation because I was so fair. I feel like if you're fair skinned, you may not like this foundation. I was so fair skinned that when I would put that foundation on, my face would oxidize, my face would turn orange, and my whole body would be like super white. But recently, a couple months ago, I actually picked that foundation up again because I remembered that I really liked it because of the staying power and how full coverage it was. I just didn't like how it oxidized. Well, I picked it up a couple months ago, fell in love with it. It's such an amazing full coverage, long lasting, matte, super stay, super quick drying foundation. So check this out if you guys are in the hunt for a new foundation. The next foundation that I actually used for a long time, I wouldn't say that this is extreme full coverage. It gave me a really nice and decent amount of coverage. I would say that this foundation is a medium to full coverage foundation, but it's not as long lasting as, let's say, the Revlon ColorStay or the Maybelline Superstay. But the foundation that I'm talking about is the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder. This stuff is really cool because, like it said, it is a liquid powder. You have to shake it because it is liquidy in the bottle. You put it onto your finger. Well, this is how I would apply it, how I would wear this foundation. I would shake it, put some on my fingers, and use my fingers to massage this into my face. And that's how I would apply it. And then it literally would turn into a powder, like a powder finish. This does have a good coverage. Like I said, medium coverage. You can work it to somewhat of a full coverage or like a really heavy coverage. The lasting power is definitely not as long lasting as the Maybelline Superstay or the Revlon ColorStay. I would say that for me personally, it would last about, I would have to say like 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours. It would be okay, but by like 12 hours, your face is, you can tell that your face has had some wear. You know what I mean with that foundation. So I definitely feel like if you're looking for something that's gonna last like from the morning until like dead at night, you know what I mean, like that's not something that's gonna last you that long. But I love the finish of it. It has such a nice finish, it has decent coverage, and I used this for a very long time. I'm the type of person that once I get hooked on a foundation, I pretty much stay with it for a long period of time. I don't jump around with foundations a lot because, like I said, I like full coverage foundations, long lasting coverage foundations, and yeah, that's just what I look for in a foundation. And I feel like many times when I go out and try new foundations, they're not what I want. They're too liquidy, they're not full coverage, they're light coverage. It's just like not my whole limbo jimbo himbo. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I know is it's like not my whole deal for like trying to like go out and like explore with new foundations, because like I said, they're usually not what I'm looking for. So once I find something that I really love, I just stick with it, and I'm just with that product for a long time. Well, I'm gonna get into like more of the high-end foundations that I personally really like. I only have a couple, and let me say this, the majority of my foundations that I use are all from the drugstore, so I'm more of a drugstore girl when it comes to foundations. But it just depends, you know, sometimes I'll pick up a high-end one. I really love the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. This stuff is amazing. I feel like it lasts way longer than 12 hours. I would honestly say that this is like kind of like a 24-hour full coverage foundation. It is matte. It's such full coverage. It gives you amazing long-lasting staying power. It's so awesome. If you guys ever get the chance, pick this up. It's so good. And the last foundation that I'm going to talk about, I actually don't have it with me because I was going to show you guys an empty bottle, and it's the MAC Prolong Wear foundation, but I wound up taking all my empty MAC containers into the MAC store and getting a free lipstick, so sorry guys. But if you guys look it up on the MAC website, you guys can see it. It's the MAC Prolong Wear foundation. I'm in the color NC35, and it is amazing. My all-time #1 favorite foundation out of everything drugstore, high-end, every foundation I've ever tried, MAC Prolong Wear is my all-time favorite. It's such full coverage, long-lasting power, and it is so perfect. I love it. So if you guys get the chance to pick that up, or if you're looking for a good MAC foundation, I would definitely say go check that out. And the last two products that I'm going to talk to you guys about are drugstore powders that I really like. My all-time favorite drugstore powder is the Maybelline Fit Me. I do not like the liquid foundation at all whatsoever. Too sheer, does not give me any coverage. Like, I just don't like it. The powder is amazing. So if you guys are looking for a good powder, check this out. I find that a lot of drugstore powders are very chalky, or I don't know how to explain it. They are very like chalky, and this one is not a chalky powder. I use the MAC setting spray. I forgot what it's called. The Fix Plus, MAC's Fix Plus, after I put on my foundation and set it with this powder, and everything looks like it's all melted in. So this is an awesome powder to check out. I don't use this anymore, this powder that I'm going to mention, because they don't have my shade. I used to use this when I was a lot more fair. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte, but this stuff is amazing too if you guys are looking for another good pressed powder from the drugstore. And this stuff's super cheap. I get this from Walmart for like $5, and I get this for like $4. So these are super cheap, amazing, such good finishes. That's what I like about these, the finishes. And so yeah, that's pretty much all what I like to use for foundations. Those are my personal preferences. Oh my goodness, I love these drinks. The Starbucks double shot energy drinks. So good. I know they're so bad for you, but they're so delicious. So good. Anyways, yeah, so that's everything that I like for foundations. If you guys have any questions, please leave me them down below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.